Takeoff, Kirshnik Khari Ball, was shot and killed at a private party in Houston, Texas, on November 1st. The shocking news reverberated through the hip-hop community, leaving many to speculate what exactly happened that night. Some blamed a disagreement over a dice game gone awry, while others said it was an innocent bystander who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But now Takeoff's brother has come out gun blazing, pointing a finger of blame directly at Quavo, one-third of Migos. What does Takeoff's brother know that the rest of us don't? Why is he so certain Quavo was involved in his brother's death? Join us to explore these questions and more as we dive into the case against Quavo. But before getting into the details, Kirshnik Khari Ball's younger brother, awry, recently took to social media to accuse Quavo of having something to do with his brother's death. Since then, he has been relentless in seeking justice for Takeoff. According to reports, awry claims that Quavo was responsible for orchestrating an altercation between two separate dice game crews on the night of his brother's death. This altercation quickly escalated into a fight, and then shots were fired, killing Takeoff in the process. awry claims that Quavo had invited both of these crews to the bowling alley to settle their differences, and that he was present at the time of the shooting. He believes that Quavo is responsible for his brother's death because he was the one who initiated the altercation and allowed it to escalate. But Quavo has remained silent about these allegations, refusing to comment or confirm any involvement in Takeoff's death. So what does the younger brother of Takeoff have that links Quavo to this tragedy? According to reports, he claims to have video evidence of Quavo being at the bowling alley and instigating the altercation that led to Takeoff's death. He says he has seen the video and knows what happened, but hasn't made it public yet. So is Quavo responsible for Takeoff's death? We may never know for sure, as much of this story remains clouded in mystery. But one thing is certain, Takeoff's brother is not going to rest until he finds justice for his fallen brother. He is determined to get the truth out and make sure that whoever is responsible pays for their crime. awry is taken to Instagram with a vengeance. He'd expressed his grievances in a series of posts and made it very clear that he was taking jabs at Quavo. In one of his statements, he wrote, "I don't have any brothers. Only brother I have is gone." This cryptic message indicated that he held Quavo responsible for Takeoff's death. Takeoff's brother's grief is palpable, and his pain is evident with every word he speaks. It's clear that Takeoff was much more than just a brother to him. He was a best friend, a confidant, and someone who had been there for him through thick and thin. The only thing left now is to wait and see what awry has on Quavo that can prove his involvement in Takeoff's death. Until then, he must continue to cope with the unbearable loss of his beloved brother while clinging to the hope that justice will be served. In a final post on his Instagram story, awry shared his plans to release a tribute song to his late brother Takeoff, along with the single's cover art. He also wrote an emotional message that expressed his grief and sorrow. The post included the acronym LLT, which means Long Live Takeoff. He also added a message for his brother, "I miss you, brother, I swear I do, and I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." This tribute single left us wondering, was Quavo involved in the plot to take out Takeoff and reduce competition? Migos is credited with ushering in a new era of Atlanta rap that earned them 2 Grammy nominations and has influenced other artists. Quavo, Takeoff's uncle and Migos member, shared his speech at Takeoff's funeral on his Instagram. He said that Takeoff was always the quietest and funniest person in the room. Offset, the third Migos member, posted on Instagram that Takeoff's death left a hole in my heart that will never be filled. The Houston Police Department launched an investigation into Takeoff's death and eventually arrested Patrick Xavier Clark, 33, for the crime. According to court documents, after the shooting, Clark allegedly began making plans to travel to Mexico. This was why the police believed he should be considered a flight risk. Cameron Joshua, 22, was also arrested in November and charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon. Despite the arrests, speculation remains that Quavo may have been involved in the plot to take out Takeoff and reduce competition. The 30 people present at the scene refused to speak to the police about what happened, leading some to believe Quavo had paid them off to keep quiet. To this day, police are still asking witnesses to come forward, and the shooting is still under investigation. Houston's Mayor Sylvester Turner said that everyone who was at the bowling alley had a responsibility to come forward. "I don't give anyone an out," he said. "If you were there and you saw something and you know something, you don't get a pass. Everybody has to take responsibility." awry has every right to be bitter with Quavo following his brother's death. Takeoff's career was tragically cut short. In an interview with Rolling Stone in 2015, he said he was excited about the trajectory he was on. "It's a blessing," he said. "It's only the beginning though. You ain't seen nothing yet." Just a few years back, the duo Takeoff and Quavo teamed up with rapper Offset to create one of 2010's biggest hip-hop groups. The group rose to prominence following the release of the single Versus, which went viral. Since then, the band has released 4 studio albums and has been nominated for multiple Grammy Awards. However, the group ultimately went their separate ways after rumors of betrayal in the rap group. But why did Migos split up? And what did the band members say about it? Does it have anything to do with Takeoff's death? In 2016, the group achieved their biggest commercial success, yet with their massive hit single Bad and Bougie topping the US charts. The group's fame and influence only continued to grow, leading them to collaborate with some of the biggest names in the hip-hop industry, such as Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Drake. The crack started to show in the group in 2022, with rumors beginning to swirl that Quavo's former girlfriend had cheated on her then boyfriend with Offset. Fans speculated that the band had become a duo featuring only Quavo and Takeoff, and this was later confirmed when they released their first album together in October 2020. Rumors of a romantic affair between Offset and rapper Saweetie began circulating in late 2021, which only added fuel to the fire. Although neither party has directly confirmed the alleged relationship, it wasn't long before Quavo alluded to it during an interview on the Big Facts podcast. "We want to see our career as a duo," he said. "We came from a loyal family that's supposed to work together and stick together. But sometimes, when things don't work out, it's not meant to be." It is widely speculated that Takeoff was deeply hurt by the news, and this tension ultimately caused a rift in the band, leading all three members in different directions. Although Quavo and Takeoff were once close family members, the former had become a toxic presence in the group. It is likely that this led to Takeoff's untimely death, although an official cause has yet to be determined. Nevertheless, it is clear that the bond of friendship between these three talented artists had been irrevocably broken. Their music will live on as a reminder of how Migos' unique sound could have taken them even further if not for loyalty failures and internal tensions amongst the group. And with that, our story reaches its tragic end. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think happened between Migos?